Hello, this is Theresa here from Theresa Holistic Tarot, and I'm going to do the monthly reading for Aries. So let's get started. I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying these little videos. If you are, will you please like, subscribe and share? And leave me a comment sometimes. I really do like to hear from everyone. Okay, angels, spirits, guides. Let's clear the energy. Angel, spirits, guides, can we have some energy cards, please, for Aries for the month coming up of March 2022. So, Aries, March 2022. So, what's in store for them, please, for Aries? Cards for Aries, March 2022. First one up is the door to personal healing and happiness. That's a beautiful card. Then we have rest and rejuvenation. Okay, I have to move this a little bit. Oh, my phone as well. Rest and rejuvenation. And the third one, happy family. So really, as standalone cards, the door to personal healing and happiness is saying you're moving into a time of opportunity. So whatever's happening, whatever's changing, it's going to be quite not just make you happy, but it will make you feel complete somehow. It will make you feel whole again, as if so whatever's been missing or not been right, you're leaving that behind and you're moving into a new era. It's a beautiful, beautiful, calm and very healing card. Rest and rejuvenation. Well, you may well need some rest and rejuvenation, to complete healing, but it can also be that digging deep card, that self-reflection, which gives you clarity about what it is you actually want and what you need from life as you're actually moving into this new era. Now, happy family, beautiful card. It normally signifies the light at the end of the tunnel. There's a beautiful rainbow in the card, and it's about achieving your dream of how a happy family might look like, or it can be things coming right after a troubled time within the family. So it's very much a card about yourself and your relationship with others within your family. But it's beautiful. It's showing that there's light at the end of the tunnel, which is just lovely. So angels, spirits, guys, can we have some clarifiers, please, for Aries for the month of February 2022? And their energy cards are door to personal healing and happiness, rest and rejuvenation, and happy family. So what do Aries need to know for this month, please? So the first card up is the Four of Swords, very much rest and rejuvenation. Second card is the Ace of Swords. Third card up is the King of Wands. Rest and rejuvenation has the Hierophant, the Six of Cups, the King of Swords. Happy family has the Five of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so your first card here, which is quite an important card position wise, is very similar, very much so, to rest and rejuvenation. This is about what have you heard, what have you learned from recent events, because that energy, that knowledge will stand you in good stead as you move on into this new era. So what learning can you take with you as you move on? Because you may have survived something. So you may have been ill, you may have gone through a very difficult time, you may have had really been up against it, and it's saying that it's coming to an end, which is lovely. So it's saying time out now. It's time you can actually take stock, draw breath, but it asks you the very important question, moving on. What have you learned from this battle or this period that was very turbulent or chaotic or very painful or very, very difficult? Now we have the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups as well is a card of nostalgia. So you may be drawing breath and actually thinking back to when life was a bit simpler, when life was not so difficult, and you may be remembering childhood when you were just free and easy and you didn't have a care in the world, and you know, it's a beautiful card, but it really is looking back in a very, very nostalgic fashion. So it really feels, Aries, that you may have been through a difficult period, because you've got this looking back, the rest, the looking back, and taking stock. And as I said, sometimes this card can actually, with the rest and rejuvenation, it can be a card of when I'm digging deep, I'm beginning to prioritize again, and I'm beginning to really realize what is important to me. So you may yearn for a simpler time or a simpler period, and you may actually be thinking, that's what I need to implement now in my life, because this is very tied up with the rest and rejuvenation and the learning. Now, I'm moving directly to the 9, so I do the first, the central, and the 9th, and then I go to the others, because these 3 cards hold important positions of influence with the other cards. We now have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is very much that card of you're approaching the end of something. The 10 would actually be the finality of taking a decision. This can often be to do with a job, a role, something you're actually doing, you're undertaking, and the time out. So you may have gone through a difficult period in something, and you're beginning to reevaluate your position, and you may be beginning to think about, I really need to simplify things down. I need to either cut back on my hours, cut back in my job situation. I need to change my job situation because something isn't working. And for you to actually enter into this period of wellness and happiness and contentment, you need to start thinking about letting something go. Now, this is the thinking card. The 10 would be the actual action, the doing of it. But this is now, you're in rest and rejuvenation, you're reflecting, you're in self-analysis, self-awareness. So this would be a card of saying, right, what is it that I need to make my life really feel healthy, complete, good, satisfying, fulfilled? Because now you're doing the digging, you're actually realizing that something in your life isn't working for you or supporting you. And you will approach a period of actually taking a decision, but right now you're in you're contemplating it. So you're digging deep this month, Aries. So I don't know what's gone on. That's really not my business, but it's telling me that whatever period you've gone through, you're now entering a different period, but this period will have a lot of self-awareness in it for you, and you will reach some conclusions about how you want your life to look and what action you may consider doing for that. Now, the Ace of Swords here, that actually shows that moment of inspiration when you get that, that light bulb moment, when the light bulb goes on and you think, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do here. I just know it. It feels right. It feels good. So you will have either an opportunity as well of reconfiguring. So you may be communicating with people. This is also about communicating maybe to your family or your co-workers about what you need to make something work. So you will have that power of knowing what to do and how to do it. Because this is all very much about the truth as well. Because we've got the King of Swords here, and the King of Swords is really powerfully about your truth, our individual truth. What is it that's driving you? What has been driving you up until now? You can acknowledge that to yourself. Now, it could be just the need to generate money, generate an income, take care of my family. It could have been that, but somewhere you may be feeling unfulfilled or something is incomplete and you realize I need to change something. So here we get with the King of Swords, we get the truth. What is my truth? What do I need to really get real about? He's also a card of honor. He's a card of morals, of of looking at the higher good. He's also a card of communication. So this would indicate that you will be communicating with others what your needs are, what it is you need as you move forward into this new cycle, this next month even. And so you will be communicating that. Now, it's sitting, the two kings are sitting here side by side. So the King of Wands is very much about being driven in my career, being driven by a dream, being driven by a goal, being driven, period, and having that high energy to really see something through. So you may still be, to a certain extent, be firing on that energy, and that's fine, because this is a real can-do card. You know, I will achieve, I will make something work. But the King of Swords is now, those two together would be saying, okay, but we need to recognize the truth of it. Maybe I've been overdoing it. Maybe I've been aiming too high to the detriment of my my communication or my relationship with other people, which would very much be a family thing at the moment. And he would be saying as well, be careful how you are communicating with people, because here it's about doing things and saying the words. You need to speak your truth. There's no two ways about that. But you can do it in a certain way. You can do it with kindness. You can do it with empathy for others, about being aware of the impact your words might have on other people. So very, very, so a big awakening for you in March, Aries, about facing the truth, your personal truth, how you're going to tell other people something, how you're going to deliver the information that you need to get across. And yet you don't want to lose sight of either a dream or a goal or your ambition. But so there's something being modified, you know, so something will be changed up, and that's fine. You just have to, it's not saying to give up, it's just saying face the truth of a situation and maybe amend it, modify it. Now, we've got the Hierophant here sitting beside the Five of Pentacles. So the Hierophant is very much a card of tradition. So when you may be being asked now to consider how something might look to other people and how it might look for your family. And it may be asking you, be aware, toe the line. This isn't, even though you're not giving up on your dream, maybe it's asking you, but you don't need to upset other people in the process. You very much need to be aware of the traditions, how things may look. And although normally I would say, you know, other people don't put food on your table, and I really truly believe that, but in a family sense, something may not look right for the family, and they may be saying, how do you think this looks to other people? It's, you know, it looks like you're ignoring us, you're cutting us out, you don't care about us, something along, you know, like that. Now, with the Five of Pentacles here, so it could be that you are actually depriving other people. And you wouldn't be doing that deliberately. It's about leaving somebody out in the cold. So these cards are very much about combining your truth, your drive, you know, making your dream work for you, but also not cutting anybody out of the loop, not doing all the hours that God sent at work and maybe not contributing in a family sense. You know, because your family are missing you here. Somewhere along the line, your family are missing you. Now, the Queen of Swords as well, very much the same ilk, but she's more concerned about the family. Now, although these court cards aren't gender specific, this can be male or female, but her role in the tarot would be more about making things work within the family, keeping the peace, being firm but fair, making sure the family are getting along, they're communicating. So you may have somebody else urging you, or you may be the one that's urging somebody else. Step back from the dream. You may be speaking to a partner here, but it's still about your truth. The King, the Queen and the King of Swords are all about the truth, communication, how we deliver it. This is very family orientated. She's looking at the bigger picture. He's looking out for everyone, but she may be more concerned with the children and how something may look about the children, how something may affect the children. So Happy family actually does show a really good potential outcome, but there will be some concern around the family. There may be some concern around children. There may be concern around how something looks in the family or out with the family, how the family are looking to others. And there may be just that nostalgia for when life was just, so less complicated than it is now. And that's a pity. But so your overall energy here for March, Aries, is very much about digging deep, taking time out, seeing what's important to you, realizing your truth in a situation, what you need moving on. Because you're actually now, you're entering a period where you will achieve what you want to achieve, but you need to be able to, may need to modify the dream, the goal, the ambition somewhere along the lines, because somebody within the family can be feeling affected or left out. And there may be concern about the younger members in the family in this particular month. And just wishing that, and it can also be kids playing up, and you may be thinking, what the hell? But it may be because there's a situation going on in the family and they are slightly concerned or they're slightly worried about, and that's, kids do play up when they're concerned. Then they're not often able to articulate it to you. So you may see a bit of behavioural change in very young children or teenage children, whatever, it's definitely, and there'll be thoughts around, I just wish we could go back to when life was simpler. So there's quite an interesting energy of nostalgia going on for you, but definitely a lot of digging deep for you this month. Let me just pull, let me just shuffle them over here. I'm just going to draw an enchanted map card. And let's see. So angel spirits, guys, can we have an enchanted map card for Aries, please, for the month of March 2022? It seems they've going to have a lot of personal work to do on themselves, a lot of learning to do. And don't forget, though, even though that this might sound a little bit, oh my God, what's going on? You've got a good outcome. You really do have a good outcome. But the month of March may be just that period of transition, digging deep, getting to know what's going on, realizing something, modifying, making some change. And it definitely feels that a corner is turned in March in regards to families or children. Into the unknown. So it's this is a 7 card. So this is a card of change, and it may feel that this is why you need to dig deep as well. Because right now you may be feeling, I don't know what to do next. I just feel that I am literally about to step into unknown territory, and it may feel quite daunting. That's why you need the time out. You need to sit down, quiet your brain. Just get time somewhere on your own. We can all find 5 or 10 minutes and literally either listen to a guided meditation, just calm your mind, make sure you're not agitated. And things, right, in this particular card, she's blindfolded. But the digging deep here, the rest and rejuvenation, is about seeing your way, doing that internal work, doing that little bit of self-analysis to actually get clear on how you want to proceed somewhere or somehow. So action will get taken by you, but you're going to have to really think it through first. Let's do a soul card. Oh, that's not my soul cards. What am I doing? So angel spirits, guys, let's have a soul card for Aries for the month of March 2022. So Aries, March 2022, please. They've obviously got some change afoot and they're going to have to think their way through before they get that happy outcome. They'll have to do some digging deep. Imagination, that's interesting. So into the unknown, which can be a little bit scary sometimes when things aren't all cast in stone, but it's about using your imagination, but for a positive outcome. not slipping into doubt, fear, anxiety, not beginning to catastrophize about the worst possible outcome somewhere. It's about having the best possible outcome somewhere. The King of Wands can indicate as well you achieving a goal, you achieving a dream. You may have to, as I say, amend it slightly, adjust the vision, because these are very much cards about achieving, but getting clear. So there is a sense of something coming right, very much so, but it feels, and it's not rocky, it just feels uncertain. You're uncertain of the outcome. And this is where I would say, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So this is very much about holding the vision, hold the dream, hold the goal. Keep that really focused in your head, but get clear about how you need to want to achieve something. And be aware of family members' impact, the younger ones, how something may look to them. So if for example, I've just got to say this quickly, if for example you and your partner are being a bit frosty with each other, you may be going through a period of turbulence, don't think the kids aren't noticing, because they are. So they're picking up on something. So it's best to either sit them down, talk to them, but as I say, you do that work on yourself, digging deep, getting clear to you first and foremost, and then you take it from there. So I hope that makes sense to you, Aries. You can always let me know. And until I see you next month, bye for now.